Board of Directors to order. Can we conduct a roll call, please?
Yes, certainly. Director Garcia,
Present.
Director Moore,
Present.
Director Harkins is not here, Vice President Jenkins,
Present.
and President Young is absent tonight. We have a quorum.
Thank you. All right. Excuse me. Approval of any board member requests.
Yeah, there are no requests tonight, Mr. Vice President.
Thank
so
you
we
very
can-
much, Jeff. Okay, so no requests. And at this time, can Director Garcia please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And I believe we have Pastor Marlon Jackson online. Pastor Jackson, would you mind leading us in prayer, please? Pastor, would you mind unmuting your mic? Hello, Pastor Jackson. Hello. This is Dan. Could you unmic yourself? There you go. Unmute. Thank you. Could you lead us in
Yeah.
prayer, please?
Okay, you ready? Can you all see me? Hear me?
Yes. Yes, sir.
All right. Let us pray. Dear God, we come before your presence this day, April 4th, 2024, on behalf of the West Valley Waters District as they open their board meeting. We pray that you give them wisdom, each board member, the president on down to each member. Pray for them, Lord, that they use wisdom in making decisions that affect the counties and cities that they serve. I pray for them, pray for each one of them, that whatever they talk about today, they'll talk about it in a way that gives you glory, Lord, and it helps the people that they serve. I pray for this prayer in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Amen.
All right. At this time, we have, I'd like to open public comment on the period of closed session matters.
Yes, thank you.
Madam Secretary?
Thank you. Members of the public may participate and give public comment in one of four ways. In person at West Valley Water District's Administrative Boardroom, via telephone by calling 888-475-4499 with access code 840-293-7790, via Zoom with access code 840-293-7790, or via email to administration@wvwd.org.
And have we had any requests received?
None in person or via email. I'm not sure on Zoom.
Okay. And okay. And is there additional? I have on my part the additional script or nothing on that.
So maybe just ask and see if there's anybody on Zoom.
Oh, excuse me. That's right. Is there anyone on Zoom that wants to zoom in?
They can use the raise hand icon if you'd like to give public comment
On the closed session.
on closed session items.
Okay,
I
I
think
see
we're good.
none then. So now we'll convene into closed session. All right, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, at this time, I'd like to reconvene into open session. General Counsel, do you have anything to report this time?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Vice President. The board did meet in closed session on all 3 items listed. There was no reportable action on item 1 or on item 3. And item 2, there was a report given regarding a settlement, but that settlement has not been signed yet. And when it will do so, it will become then public record. That's all I have, Mr. Vice President.
And thank you. All right, moving on, we're now to the agenda. Is there anyone that at this is there anything for discussion for anything on the agenda? If not, I'm going to request a motion from anyone to adopt. Thank you. First from Director Hawkins.
A second.
And a second from Director Moore.
Thank you. I'll take a roll call vote. Director Garcia,
Yes.
Director Moore,
Yes.
Director Hawkins,
Yes.
President Young is absent, Vice President Jenkins.
Yes.
Thank you. That passes 4-0-1.
Awesome. Okay. Public participation.
Thank you. Members of the public may participate in one of 4 ways: in person at West Valley Water District's Administrative Boardroom, via telephone by calling 840-293-7790. By dialing 888-475-4499 with access code 840-293-7790, via Zoom with access code 840-293-7790, or via email at administration@wvwd.org.
And have we received any requests?
No request in person or via email. If there's anybody on Zoom that would like to participate, they can use the raise hand icon at this time. I think we do have somebody.
Is that Director Hayes?
Albert,
You did.
can we bring that Director Hayes up so we can see her?
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
I didn't see the hand at first.
There we go.
Well, hi, June.
Hello there. Happy Thursday to you all. So what I wanted to talk about is, as you know, this San Bernardino Valley Municipal Water District is celebrating their 70th anniversary. We're doing a lot of different events during the year. Several of you came to our dinner. And the next event that's coming up is what we're calling the San Bernardino Valley Foundations Summit. Talk about what is a regional water agency. It's a 2-day workshop. The first day is kind of like a classroom, and we'll talk about what we do and things like that. The second day is a facilities tour. We do feed you. If you're interested, this is April 25 and 26. If you're interested, contact Valley District. I gave Socorro a flyer today when she stopped off at our workshop. Also, on May 29 and 31, we'll be doing a state water project tour, and people who attend the April Foundation Summit will get dibs on the state water project tour. If you have not been on the state water project tour, I would strongly encourage you to do that tour. It is and so informational. And that's all I have for today. I'll answer any questions if you have any.
Well, thank you, June, and you can count me in on that.
Okay, if you would contact the agency so that we get you all set up, okay?
Will do.
Okay, good.
Thank you again. And do we have any other remote participators?
I don't believe we have any of the raised hand icons up, so I think we're good.
Okay, so moving forward then to presentations, we have none. Excuse me, I apologize.
Yeah, we have one presentation tonight on private development projects from Daniel Guerrera, our engineering development coordinator.
See what Dan is doing.
All
Daniel.
right.
All right, there you go.
We are here.
Take it away, Dan.
Hello, hello.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Vice President Jenkins, Board of Directors, thank you very much for having me here today. Again, my name is Daniel Guerrera. I'm the Development Coordinator here at the Water District. The presentation that I'm about to give you guys is a collaborative effort between the operations and the engineering department. We meet once a month to discuss projects that we have in the pipeline It's an opportunity for us to update the operations department on multiple phases that are going on, and then for them to workshop some ideas that they have coming from the operations perspective. Currently, we have a little over 70 projects in our pipeline in various phases, from document procurement, entitlement process, plan check, construction, and closeout. I'm not going to give you 72 slides, so don't worry. This is just a snapshot of what we got going on right now and some of the major projects that we have in our district. So we'll start with the multi-phase long-term projects that are in construction right now. You guys probably know some of these because they've come to the board meetings with their agreements and things like that. First is the River Ranch located in Rialto. This is a project spearheaded by Lennar. It's a 6-tract project, multi-phase, with 776 units being constructed. They've done distribution, transmission, and well supply lines for the district, as well as some upgrades at our well site facilities that are in this area. The next project is the Landsea Homes project in North Fontana. This project was 484 units that was constructed here in this project site. They did the realignment of the Lytle Creek Road, as well as putting our water line under the Crawford Canyon channel that was constructed for this project. The Ventana project, which is in North Fontana, it's bisected by Duncan Canyon Road. This is a residential, commercial, and mixed-use project in North Fontana. This project involved the extension of water line from Duncan Canyon through the project into Citrus Avenue, and it will also extend some water line down through the project area and connect to our Well 54 area. There we go. Gardens at the Arboretum. This is another residential project going on in North Fontana. This project involved 700 units for construction. The next several phases are going to include a apartment complex, which is going to be north of Duncan Canyon, north of Casa Grande, and then the center complex that's going to service that area as well. Union Pacific Railroad. This is a collaborative effort between Union Pacific and West Valley Water District. The Colton Hub, which is what Union Pacific calls it, is going to be doing a major expansion in that area, which is going to allow more train traffic coming in from the ports of Long Beach and ports of Los Angeles. So it's just all in an effort to kind of expedite that transportation system. The district's going to be working with them on relocating a lot of our facilities, which are located within the right-of-way. West Valley Logistics Center. This is in South Fontana at our very southern border off of Armstrong. This is 6 warehouses that are going to be constructed by IDI Logistics. There's going to be multiple mainline extensions involved down Locust Avenue, as well as the rehabilitation of our R2-3 water tank there. The Bloomington Business Park. This is a 4 warehouse project that's going to be constructed in Bloomington, south of Santa Ana, north of Jurupa. The project is also going to have several mainline upgrades for areas that are deficient in this area as far as fire flow and water supply. These projects are mainly warehouses, and these are the ones that we have in construction right now in the pipeline. A lot of these projects are, we can say, cookie cutter, but they're going to involve a lot of domestic irrigation, fire services, and fire hydrants that are going to be installed for this project or for these projects. So I'm going to try to get through these as quick as possible. This is the ARCO AMPM in Bloomington. This is off of Cedar and Santa Ana. It's an ARCO and an AMPM. This is the Slover Alder development. This is going to be off the intersection of Slover and Alder, and this is going to be another warehouse going in the Bloomington area. First Industrial Tamarind. This is a warehouse that's going to be going in south of Slover off of Tamarind. KLC Lilac. This is going to be off of Lilac, I believe south of Lowell in the city of Bloomington, or community of Bloomington. Right across the street, we're going to have another warehouse. The same thing. It's going to be the Lilac Corporate Center, and it's going to involve domestic irrigation and fire services for this one as well. Locust and Lowell Warehouse. This is a warehouse that's being constructed at the corner of Locust and Lowell. Locust Avenue Industrial Building. So this is in Bloomington, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Can't see up there. It's going to be another warehouse that's going to involve domestic irrigation and fire service installations. Inland Empire Energy Storage. This is going to be a battery backup site that's going to be storing solar power in these battery backup systems, and I guess they're going to be selling them back to the grid.
So it's not going to be actual solar panels. It'll be
There'll be the battery.
yeah, like tall, like 12 feet tall or something like that.
Something like that, and it's they're called BESS, energy storage systems. So they're gonna
So
have.
will there be a building, or it's just outdoor?
No, it's just gonna be outdoor
Okay.
battery packs. But they're gonna be requiring domestic and irrigation service as well as a fire suppression system. So they'll have hydrants on site.
It's close to my house. That's why I ask.
You'll see.
I'll see it. I just drove by it a few minutes ago on my way to Lowe's.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you'll see it, and it's right next to several warehouses that were constructed down the street.
Yeah, Pilot and that Pilot
In the Pollo
facility.
Campero.
Yeah.
Santa Ana and Lilac. This is another warehouse that's going to be going in the community of Bloomington. The Bloomington Cactus DC. This is another warehouse that's going to be going in off of Slover and Cactus. The Willow XC Industrial. This is also in Bloomington off of Willow Avenue, north of Santa Ana. Rialto Commerce Center. This is a warehouse that's going in down the street from the battery backup system, west of Cedar, north of Casmalia. This is going to be, like I said, another warehouse.
Oh, what's that going to be again?
It's going to be another warehouse.
Okay. Yeah, they just recently tore down the building. I remember that.
Yes,
That took overnight.
correct.
Are these warehouses going to have manufacturing in them or just housing?
At the moment, we're not aware of the uses just yet. Right now, they're just applying for their domestic and water services.
Okay.
Later on, they kind of figure out what's going to be sold to the
'cause that makes a
property
difference in your
owner.
water usage. Okay.
B&B Plastics. So this is an expansion of an existing facility.
Yeah.
B&B Plastics is already built right there, and then they're going to expand their operations center to the east. So this will be an expansion of that. This is not a warehouse. This is going to be a park project in North Rialto.
It's going to be a park.
No, yes, International Healing Garden is the title of the
Oh, is
project.
that what it's going to be?
Yes.
It's right by our house. Yeah.
Oh, they're
that-
breaking ground on that right
Yeah, that's
Correct,
what they're doing
yes.
right now. Yeah.
So there'll be to this
So
project.
a healing garden.
International Healing Garden, yes.
Excellent. It's good to know. Tell my
All right.
wife.
New Fontana Secondary Academy. This is going to be a school that's going to be built within the Gardens of the Arboretum project area. This is at the corner of Casa Grande and Citrus Avenue. So we're working with Fontana Unified on the water service connections on this project. Harupa Warehouse. This is a warehouse at the Harupa Avenue and... Sorry, my eyes gave out here. Off Harupa Avenue.
Yeah.
This is Cornerstone Rialto. This is off of Riverside and Resource going in.
Oh.
And last, this is Avila Collection. This is a residential community being constructed in Bloomington. This is going to be 181 homes built out in this vacant area here. So we have a lot of projects going on, as you guys can see. I'm not the only one doing it. We also have Shaw Nawaz, who's our senior engineer, helping us out. Angela Navarro, who's also a development coordinator. And then we have our two inspectors, Kirk Casalunas and Jeff Gilliam. And that is the development team that we have. Thank you.
Outstanding. Thank you, Daniel. Okay, if we have no further questions, are we going on to, this is our only presentation? Any other updates? And so next, consent calendar. And after looking over the consent calendars, does anyone wish to
pull anything or make a motion to accept?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent calendar as is.
Okay, we got a first.
I'll second.
Great, we got a second from Director Garcia and Director Moore.
Thank you. Director Garcia,
Yes.
Director Moore,
Yes.
Director Hawkins,
Yes.
Vice President Jenkins, and President Young is absent. That passes 401. Thank you.
Great. And then now to business matters. And invite John for this one.
Well, thank you. Yeah, item number 13, and actually the next two items are the two proposed contracts for our federal and state lobbyists.
Okay.
The board has previously selected David Turch and Associates and California Strategies and directed staff to negotiate the contracts, bring them back to the board for approval. And so tonight we have those proposed contracts here for your review and approval. And the first business item 13 is for David Turch and Associates. We do have a couple of contract changes that we wanted to discuss with the board. And Socorro, can you add some detail and bring this forward to the board, please?
Good evening, Vice President Jenkins, members of the board. We are seeking to get a change for the contract to say 3 years. So that would just ease the working with our lobbyists for the terms. We don't have change. And then the reports would be just monthly reports provided to us by our federal lobbyist on this item.
Okay. So do we need a motion on that then? Or if we were to changing the count, or
So
that's
the
something from
motion,
Jeff?
if the board wishes, the board could approve this contract with those proposed revisions.
Gotcha.
And it's a 3-year term. And what's the clause if things just...
In the contract, there is a clause of if desired, it will be a 10-day termination.
And what was it before in the previous contract?
It's a 1-year contract plus a 2-year addition. So right now it would just say 3 years.
And so are we making this consistent with the state lobbyist?
We would make it consistent as well.
Okay.
And so the term might have changed, but the right to terminate at any time doesn't change. You still have that right.
Okay. All right.
Any other questions?
No.
Okay. In that case, are we looking for a motion then to?
So are we going to approve that concurrently? You want both?
No,
both
we'll just take the first item,
the first?
item 13, which is the federal lobbying agreement. So if the board wishes, they could approve the agreement with the proposed changes as stated by the general manager and then the director of
Public
by
Outreach
staff.
and Government Affairs.
Okay,
by
great.
staff.
And I see we have Jamie Jones online, so I'm sure he wants to have. Did you have to say anything at this time?
Well, absolutely. Thank you very much for allowing me to speak tonight. I wanted to thank you, the board members and the staff, for your vote of confidence on our services. Just wanted to give you a quick update on some good news. I know that you guys have been contacted by Congressman Pete Aguilar. Since you left Washington, Congress actually has done some work. They completed an FY24 budget. Included in that budget are 2 earmarks that the congressman secured for you. One is about $1 million for the Bunker Hill Wells project, and another one is $525,000 for the emergency generator project that we worked with your staff and you and the congressman's office. And so that's very good news. We've also submitted for the FY25 process your 3 projects. One is the Bloomington Waterline Replacement Project. We're asking for $3 million, a little over $3 million for that. We're asking for the Cybersecurity and Water Reliability, basically SCADA project, and we're asking for about $3.1 million for that. And then we also, a third project that we submitted to your congressional delegation is the Bunker Hill Regional Water Resiliency Project, and we're asking for $8.6 million. So we have a number of projects in the pipeline that we're pushing, and we already are in contact with Cal OES to to engage with them on obligating the funding for the emergency generator project. And we're working with EPA Region 9 on the other funding. So there's a lot going on. I wanted to thank you again, and I look forward to working with the board and with your staff.
Well, thank you, Jamie. We do appreciate everything your company has done for us as well. And we're looking forward to all that incoming funds from Pete Aguilar as well. Thank you. So at this time, can I ask maybe for a motion to
Okay, I'll make a motion.
for the federal lobbyists?
Right, to adopt item 13, the agreement with David Church and Associates for federal lobbying with the 2 changes as proposed by staff.
So I got a motion from Director Garcia. Do I have a second?
A second.
And I have a second from Director Moore. And can we call roll?
Thank you. Director Garcia?
Yes.
Director Moore?
Yes.
Director Hawkins?
Yes.
Vice President Jenkins?
Yes.
President Young is absent. That passes 401. Thank you.
Great. Thank you again, Jamie. And next we're going to our state lobbyist, Kristen Olson. If Kristen, did you wish to speak at this time?
Hi, sure. Thank you. Good evening. I too just want to say thank you from myself and my partners at California Strategies. We look forward to working with the district to help you accomplish your goals. And we're starting at a good time. April is the busiest month of the year in the legislature. Policy meetings are heavy right now with the deadline coming up on April 26th. Policy Committee. And so again, it's a good time. I know in addition to water issues, the board is interested in tracking issues related to workforce development, DEI, project grants are really important. So we look forward to working with you on those priorities. And I really look forward to having lunch with Vice President Jenkins and Director Moore next week. My colleagues will be there as well. So thank you again for the opportunity and happy to answer any questions if there are some.
And thank you.
I
And
do have a question.
Yes.
Kristen, when are you going to meet with External Affairs?
Whenever you're ready for me to.
Maybe next week?
That would be great.
Before President and Vice President? So we can get to the punch?
If that works with your guys' schedule, I'm happy to work with Socorro and others to set that up. Happy to do that.
Sounds
Put us
great.
in a corner already.
Kristen's on our side. What are you
All
talking
right,
about?
Ready to hit the ground running.
We have
That's exciting news
Do
too.
we have a meeting next week? We don't have a meeting for.
No,
Just
so-
when you guys are up for the Aqua
Oh,
meetings.
I won't. Yeah, I won't.
Yeah,
be there.
that's
Yeah,
for
I
next
won't
week,
be there.
Aqua, right.
I won't be
Yeah,
there.
let's- yeah.
So maybe we
We'll
can
be up there,
schedule
yeah.
something with her. Socorro, with me.
I won't be there,
But-
but you can definitely meet with the chairwoman anytime if you're ready. I won't be there though.
We will certainly work on getting a workshop with the board and California Strategies so we can talk priorities and for the upcoming year.
But I want to make sure it's known that Calvin and I will be the first to meet in person before anyone else.
Not if
Yeah.
Angela can help it.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Love the earrings, Kristen. Just saying.
Perfect.
All right.
So I believe you're making the same recommendation for the
That's right.
changes here.
Yes.
Same changes on the state
That would
contract as
be
well.
a 3-year term and, I'm
The
sorry.
monthly reporting.
It would just be the 3-year term. Their reporting is quarterly.
Okay.
Quarterly reporting.
It's already in the contract.
The only thing that's changed is the term of the contract.
Oh, well, why can't
And-
we get?
To clarify on that, we're happy to report verbally as often as you need. The quarterly reporting is related to a comprehensive written report.
Yeah, I think why not? You know, if we're getting a federal report every month, I'd like to get a monthly report from you guys as well. I'm not sure if it's an elaborate report that we're provided every month, but we're given a page or two outline every month from Church and Associates. So I think everybody should have the same, schedule.
Will that work for you, Kristen?
Well,
We can talk about that. You know,
Okay.
maybe we
Oh, we can
were
talk
under
about
an
it?
impression it was a more comprehensive approach report. So Socorro, I'm happy to talk with you about that. I'm sure we can
Well,
find some kind
oh,
of agreeable.
Yeah. Follow up with Socorro on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Will do.
Okay.
And we do provide weekly legislative reports. So I'm sure that we can figure out something that would work for you guys on a monthly basis.
I don't
Okay.
think we were.
Okay.
I don't think we were given the opportunity to look at the contracts and what the submittals were for both contracts.
The contracts were included in your agenda packet.
But were we able to take a look at it before it was approved?
We haven't approved it yet.
You haven't approved it yet, so they're given to you a week in advance.
So then it seems like the External Affairs Committee wants to see the reports on a monthly basis and not quarterly.
I mean, if the more comprehensive report she's talking about, I definitely want to receive that month quarterly. It's just in addition to a skimpy report that she would provide or her team would provide on a monthly basis. You know, I know with Church and Associates, the kind of level of service that the board gets. You know, it's our first time working with you all, and you know, and we're unfortunately, I guess we're spoiled, and we want to make sure that everybody's kind of, when we're in those meetings, we're getting the same level of service. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but like you said, the details, Socorro will work out the details.
I'll work with Kristen on the details for the reports.
Okay.
We'll get that.
Thank you.
Okay. So that being said, can I ask or entertain a motion for the 3-year contract?
Right. The motion would,
and
I'm sorry.
for our state representative.
That would be to approve the agreement as with the change to make it a 3-year term as recommended by staff.
I'll make a motion to approve item 14 for the agreement with CalStrate and the changes with staff, and for further discussion on the reporting for the External Affairs.
And can I have a second?
I'll second.
We have a first and a second. Director Moore and Director Garcia.
Thank you. Director Garcia? Director Moore?
Yes.
Director Hawkins?
Yes.
Vice President Jenkins?
Yes.
President Young is out. That passes 401. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Kristen. And going on to our next item, John.
Thank you. Business item 15, task order 1 with GHD. Linda is out this week, so our new senior engineer, Shah Nawaz, will be presenting this item. And actually, I think this is the first time Shah's been to a board meeting. I'm not sure he's met everyone, but Shah started back in October. And Shah comes to us with over 10 years experience, most recently from the city of Victorville. And I'm feeling very fortunate that we got someone with such excellent talent that's been on display so far. Shah's major project since joining us has been the Romer project, so we can transition Linda out of that project and on other things as much as possible, and he's been doing a great job for us there. So welcome to Shah. And tonight he'll be presenting the ongoing professional services agreement with GHD. And we've been working so well, I think, with GHD to keep our construction costs down and our change orders at really extremely low levels. I think something less than 1% at this point, which is pretty unheard of for this complexity of project. So, well, Shah has a lot more details, so I'll turn this over to Shah.
Sorry, guys, my first time up here.
That's okay, Shah.
Like I said, I'm very happy to be here. Glad to be part of one of the largest water infrastructure projects in the Inland Empire region. With that being said, let's get to business. Dear Vice President and Board of Directors, over the last several years, GHD Incorporated, a professional engineering and construction management firm, has been providing professional engineering services to the district for the Oliver P. Romer Water Filtration Facility expansion and upgrades project. GHD assisted the district with the selection and onboarding of the design-build team, led by PCL Construction, and continues to provide construction and project management services for the Romer project. Typically, a construction project of this size and magnitude, roughly $60 million, requires a competent construction management team such as GHD, which acts as an owner's agent to provide day-to-day oversight which include but is not limited to the following: project management, observing and documenting daily construction activities, reviewing construction sequencing and scheduling, providing response to requests for information and clarifications, coordinating between contractor and other agencies, reviewing technical documents such as material submittals, documenting differing site conditions, and resolving any change orders. Since September 2023, PCL has made substantial construction progress, but a significant amount still remains. In this duration, GHD has provided great service by providing a full-time on-site resident engineer who ensures the installation of proposed infrastructure as part of the Romer expansion and upgrades project in accordance with approved plans and specifications while minimizing costly change orders. The bulk of cost listed in this professional services agreement is for full-time on-site observations, which yield greater quality assurance and are more likely to result in less change orders. In layman's terms, it means actually getting what we're paying for, such as pumps, motors, piping, building, HVAC, electrical, etc., and not paying for things we shouldn't be having to pay for, such as any unsubstantiated change orders and delays. It is not uncommon for public works construction projects to result in anywhere from 10 to 15% in additional change orders. However, to date, district staff working closely with construction and project management services provided by GHD has resulted in less than 1% in change orders, while keeping the contractor true to their deliverable obligations. This agreement is not to exceed $869,000, and district will verify and compensate GHD for actual items of work performed, similar to TNM. Furthermore, as significant construction milestones are achieved in the upcoming months, district at its discretion may elect to reduce full-time on-site observations to half-time, which is the bulk of the cost in this agreement. With that, I conclude my presentation. Any questions?
So just to clarify, this is an agreement for 1 year of having on-site services for someone to do like oversight on the contractor?
Yeah, so this would be observing construction activities, such as building excavation, foundation, piping being installed, reviewing and approving the material submittals, any construction, any change orders, keeping a contractor on track, more of quality assurance, having an eyes, they are our eyes out in the field.
And so the contract for $869,000, that's for a year, or is it?
It's a 3-year contract.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think if I remember correctly during the presentation, it was like a 10-month period.
Yeah. So the proposal that's provided in here, it's for 10 months, but like I stated in here that within the upcoming months, we'll have because the pads are already poured, the buildings, they're gonna start erecting the building, the pumps are coming. So right now, the majority of the cost in this proposal is for on-site observations. So we're anticipating within the next 4 those will start to taper down. So then we can go from full-time to half-time. So in other words, the amount requested in here should cover until completion of the project. We can dictate whether we want to continue with full-time or half-time.
So my question is, you mentioned it's a 3-year contract. Are you anticipating that the 869 will cover the 3 years, or is that just for the 10-month period?
So the 3 years are typical contract duration. The tentative construction completion is June of 2025, but we don't anticipate requesting any additional funds. We believe there are enough funds in here that we can cover until complete.
Okay, thank you.
Well, first, Shaw, I want to mention that keeping your costs down to 1% is an incredible achievement.
It really is.
Kudos to you. And the fact that you said that normally construction costs go 10 to 15% over, I think that's a lower number because I know some state projects have gone 50% over.
Oh yeah.
So
High speed rail.
I know, and obviously she nailed it. But it sounds like you have everything all squared away. So good job. I just
Yeah,
wanna
and like I
make
said,
that
you know,
notion.
the GHD providing this construction management and oversight, that keeps the contractor in line, you know, oversight over the contractor, the work performed. So it kind of pays for itself, in other words.
Well done.
Shit.
If no
I
one
want
else
to thank you,
has-
Daniel, for the awesome presentation.
Yes, great job, Daniel.
I'll make a motion to approve staff's recommendation to provide a professional service agreement for the amount of $869,000 to GHD
And
and authorize what?
the general manager to execute
Oh,
all
I
necessary
didn't read the
documents.
second. And authorize the general manager to execute all necessary documents.
Thank you.
Great.
I'll second.
Oh, so easy. I have seen the first by Director Garcia. Can Madam Secretary, can you read? Okay, ask for a vote.
Thank you.
Excuse me.
Director Garcia?
Yes.
Director Moore?
Yes.
Director Hawkins?
Yes.
Vice President Jenkins?
Yes.
President Young is out. That passes 401. Thank you.
All right. So board deliberations?
You just
Oh,
did.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Thank you. As I go across this. So now it's time for reports. Any meeting attendance reports from anyone?
Yes. Since the last meeting, I had a one-on-one meeting with our general manager on the 22nd. And the following week, our board member from San Bernardino Valley, Gil. I don't know his last name. I just call
Mateo.
Mateo. Sorry about that. I just call him Gil. And then I had a meeting with the board secretary to discuss the calendar and all the meetings for this month and the following months to come. And then on the 30th, I attended Fontana's extravaganza event to celebrate Easter. Thank you.
Excellent. Board members want to give a report? Director Moore?
Yeah, did well conference on the 15th and 16th, and that was that went very well. And also the Chamber of Commerce on the 21st, and the residential leak workshop, which was incredible to watch the people get engaged with that, and all the tools that they had to detect leaks. Went to the Rialto Spring extravaganza, but I couldn't find a park. So, but that was it.
I wanted to bring up the CAP Career Day at Cal Poly Pomona. Had the opportunity to talk to young people throughout our region in the Inland Empire about careers in water and things of that nature. So it was really good to talk to kids who usually don't have opportunities at an important institution that produces a lot. Talk to some of the young, mostly high school seniors, juniors, down to middle school kids. I had I think the hardest question I got was an 8-year-old. They were pretty tough. I'm scared of them. And so that was a good day. Had also the opportunity to talk about the work we're doing over here. You know, UCR has been a big partner of ours with IE Works and supplying the water, and so to get to talk to them about opportunities to highlight the work that we're doing, to talk with Joe Richardson. What they're doing now is they're finishing up a series of television interviews they've conducted with nonprofits. The first series were with elected officials, and now they want to get into, I guess, issues now. And so that was a real good conversation with them and the program manager about what they thought about next. Obviously, the Rialto extravaganza on the 29th. I missed you guys, but my kids didn't miss the rock climbing. Even my daughter tried to do the rock climbing at the end of the fairway, and I appreciate the way church giving out all that candy. Well, my kids appreciated it. I didn't appreciate it later. And it was very festive and very good time for the family. I felt like it was a little, because the years prior it was down at City Hall, and this time it was at Frisbee Park. And I liked it at Frisbee Park too, I think. And that's my report.
Great. I'd like to report that I was at the egg extravaganza, my first time at Frisbee Park, and my kids and I liked it so much that we went back just a few days ago. So, also, I attended the Bloomington Little League opening day and North Rialto opening day for Little Leagues, and I was with Director Moore at the WELL annual conference in San Jose, which was very enlightening. And that's the end of my report.
Go Wellows. That's right.
Yeah, there's
three of
Wellows
us
right here.
There's, you know,
yeah, there's
some
three
people are,
Wellows.
you know, odd persons out.
She'll get in. All right. All right. So on to, do we have any committee meeting reports to be given?
Yes, we had a External Affairs Committee meeting on the 25th. March, yeah, on the 25th, and we discussed the names of the mascots that were selected by the board. For the male mascot, we got Creek, and for the girl mascot, we have Haley. And we did talk about all the Earth Day activity celebrations and what we need to do to pass out or community and the local officials by passing out goodie bags and personally inviting them and giving them T-shirts. And we also talked about how staff was able to secure a total of $30,000 this year in sponsorships, which exceeded it from last year. Great job for that. Yeah. We're also talking about how we're planning our district's 75th anniversary, which is coming up in February 2027. I know it seems like a long time from now, but it takes a lot of planning. So when we went to the 70th birthday at San Bernardino Valley, they did hand out a history book for their region. So we thought we need to do the same. And we're going to be capturing 75 years in that book. So what we're going to do is we're going to be contacting Jeff Kreider, who is a local writer and who has written some of the histories of the several local agencies, so we can start planning ahead and start creating the stories so that we're prepared when we're having our party. It's gonna be a great book. Some bad years in there, but it's gonna be a great book. Finally, we discussed appropriation requests. We were just awarded $525,000 for standby generators. And we were also awarded $959,000 for the Bunker Hill project through our Congressman Aguilar. That's awesome. And we also want to express our thanks to the Congressman for all his continued support for our projects. We also talked about how we're going to be going to our city council meetings for Rialto, Fontana, Bloomington, Mac, and how we're going to be giving the city council and the mayors some goodie bags, inviting them to our Earth Day event, so that they feel like it's personalized and they feel welcome to attend our event. So we'll be going to meetings for City Council next week. And for the Engineering, Operations, and Planning Committee, during the rainy events, Joanna usually provides us like an update on the rainfall, which is really cool because there's like charts of how you see graphs of month versus inches in precipitation. And so what we did is she provided it, and it was pretty cool how it's just cool. I wish we couldn't show it to you guys, but maybe it's something that we could do next time. Yeah. Oh yeah. So we did ask her to provide it to the board members so they can see the trends of the rainy events and how many inches we get in our district. And then also Danny Guerra, he also provided us on the private development project, which is the same one that he provided with us tonight. It was very informative, and we recommended that he presented it to the board. And Shaw also presented a detailed update on the contract for the GHC and the services, which he provided also tonight. And other items that were discussed and were referred to the full board were approved earlier in this meeting. That is all I have for those two meetings.
Anyone else wish to make any comments on their committee meetings?
Yeah, our Safety and Technology Committee met, and the staff is developing an intranet portal, which will go live later this month. And this portal will only be available internally for all employees that are on the board. It'll be provided for them as well. It will give us easy access to district information, policies and procedures, newsletters, healthcare programs and employee development programs and education, training videos and links, and a wide array of other personal and professional development resources. So thank you guys for bringing that to fruition. Also, our existing agenda management system is being phased. Will be supported by the end of the year, so staff have been getting demonstrations on a replacement. So they've been busy on that as well. And we're also looking at a iPaySmart system, which is a paperless system to make it easy for people to pay their bills. So a lot of customer outreach is being planned for that, and we expect it to be happening by July 1st. And I did make it to the Fontana City Council meeting, the last one.
Oh, wow.
It was at 2 o'clock in the afternoon,
Oh,
but
wow.
I made it. And so we were
Great
there.
job. Great job.
Okay.
All right. I'll just do, well, one, I apologize for missing our meeting last Monday. I was ill. It's the first meeting I've ever missed. I do apologize. Finance Committee, we brought to our monthly reports to the board, and during our last month, Finance Committee, Socorro provided an update on Earth Day sponsorships. Fantastic job, as we know. Great work by Socorro, Mary Jo, Bill, and the whole team. So I just want to say thanks. I know we'll probably get another update on Earth Day as well. That being said, does anyone else have any general board reports?
I do. I just wanted to say thank you for the External Affairs Committee. That's me, actually. For the staff. Yeah, no, thank myself. I love our T-shirts that are going to be given away to all the staff will be wearing them and the local officials. But I know you can't really see it on the camera, but the design's really cute. And then they even have like the mascots on each of the shoulders. See, you got Creek and Haley.
Oh, nice.
Anyways, I just want to say that, you know, I'm all excited. I'm very excited about Earth Day, and I hope that whoever is watching can also join us on that day. We're going to be celebrating and having a lot of activities, and we hope to see you there. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I just want to mention that President Young was disappointed that he couldn't make today's meeting. Obviously, he had a vacation plan, but he was sorely missed. And
Well-deserved vacation.
Well-deserved vacation, I agree.
I don't even really think he's taken too many in the last few years, to be honest with you.
And that being said, I'd like to now throw it to John with General Manager reports.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. I just have some updates on staffing and recruitments. Starting with Public Outreach and Government Affairs, Representative 1, we completed the second round of interviews with the 3 top candidates last week, and the selected candidate is now in the pre-employment process with a tentative start date of April 15th. Looking forward to that. Also in Public Outreach and Government Affairs, the Representative 2, this position is now flying. It posted on March 20th and scheduled to close on April 5th. Next is the Water Systems Operator 1 in distribution. Happy to say that interviews are scheduled for April 10th with 3 internal candidates. The Director of Engineering, that is closed, and we have interviews scheduled for April 8th. We have 5 external candidates and 2 internal for that one. And lastly, the temporary field assistants. These are those 1,000-hour temporary positions the board approved last time. We are beginning the recruitment efforts on this, and that will include outreach to high schools, local community colleges, and IE Works. So
John,
Great.
will those
Yes,
also
sir.
be posted on our website or no?
And all the, and kind of all the
Regular-
other
okay.
normal
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
posting sites as well, but kind of some special outreach in this case.
Oh, great.
So the list is getting smaller.
That's great news.
And,
That's really good news.
Great progress. That's all for me for
Great
tonight.
job for you and your team.
Thank you.
Yes.
We've got a calendar review also.
Okay, yeah, I'll turn it over to Elvia. Take a look at the calendar.
Oh.
Kind of important. You guys have a very busy April and May. Just want to point out very quickly, we've got the committee meetings that are scheduled. The External Affairs Committee that normally would meet on the first Tuesday is canceled because they just met the previous week. So that's going to be just a one-on-one with Socorro as needed. We do have Aqua Legislative Day. We've got Vice President Jenkins, Director Moore, and John who are scheduled to be there. Aqua Region 9 tour, sponsored by IEUA. We've got all of the directors that are scheduled to be there except for President Young. On the 15th, we have ASB-CSD meeting that's hosted by Valley Water. All of the directors have been registered for that. Fontana Chamber, we have a tentative date on that, but as a whole, I'd like to register you all in case you all could make it. That's going to be on the 18th. Southern California Water Coalition, that's on a Friday. They're holding it in Temecula. I've registered all of the directors to attend. I myself will be there to help carpool if anybody needs to carpool up there. Of course, following day is going to be a big day. On the 20th is our Earth Day. We're requesting that the board members arrive at 9:30. All other elected. We have some honorary electeds that are invited that are going to be in attendance. I do want to add there's one other event. Two other events that Socorro wants to add.
On April 17th, in the middle of the day, we have the mayor's Earth Table event at Rialto Farmers Market. So I'll be able to send that invite and make sure the board's invited as well. And then on the 18th in the morning, we have the winners from the mascot winners who will be recognized at the classroom. I believe it's Fitzgerald Elementary.
It is Fitzgerald. So the mascot one isn't on this calendar. It is sent to your Outlook already, so the invite is there. The one that you don't have is the 17th, which I will forward to you either today or tomorrow. Rialto Unified School District, the Youth Climate Action Summit is going to be on the 22nd. Director Hawkins is going to be there. I believe there is an invite in your Outlook calendars as well for you to attend. And then rounding out the month with the 25th and 26th, San Bernardino Valley's 2-day summit. I believe I have 2 of the board members that have RSVP that you have been registered already. So that is still in the works. And if you would like to attend, I'm going to send out a reminder to see if you have any availability to attend that. So moving on to the next month, May is going to be very busy as well. East Valley ribbon cutting. We've got Director Hawkins, Vice President Jenkins, and let's move to the next slide, please. Oh, it didn't make it. Great.
Didn't make the cut?
Didn't make the cut. So
Okay.
we will provide an update at the next meeting on May.
I don't know how we all do it. We're
Very busy
we
month,
have
yeah.
full-time jobs, so yeah. All right, and lastly, I'd like to throw it to legal.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Vice President. I wanted to talk about a U.S. Supreme Court case that came out recently, Lindke versus Freed. It deals with the use of social media by elected officials. Prior to this case, if an elected official, public official, has a we'll take the example of Facebook, has a private Facebook account or page, and only allows personal friends, family on that site, and only post about private family matters, then you can block or delete comments from anybody else who wishes to comment or to make some sort of a statement on your account that may be critical of what you're doing as an elected official. But if you have a public site, or if you are publishing or linking to things that deal with your office as a public official, then that becomes a public forum First Amendment issue for which you cannot keep people away or block participants or take off comments. Now, what we've recommended, and I'm sure you probably do, is you have 2 separate pages. If you post it all about public events, you do that on a separate Facebook page, then you do your private. And that is the best way to do it, even after this case came out, our end of the At the end of the day, our recommendation is you have two separate sites for two separate purposes. But in this particular case, the Supreme Court said that even on your private site, you can link to and talk about public events, public things that are within your jurisdiction. But if it is something that you've been authorized to speak about or something within your direct authority, and you comment on that on your private site, then you have to let others participate. And why did this case come up? There was a person in Michigan who had his own private site for many years. He had a lot of friends. He loved to post. He became the city manager of a city in Michigan, and he had on his website a picture of himself with a city lapel pin. He advertised himself as being a father and a husband and the city manager for this city. And he linked on a regular basis to resources from the city for which he was the city manager. One of them had to do with the COVID response of this city back in 2020. Somebody did post to that site and said that they objected to the way the city was responding to COVID and the restrictions that were being placed on there. And he made a number of comments, and the city manager blocked the person. And so this person said, "This is a public forum. I have a First Amendment right to speak and to participate on this person's site because he's dealing with public affairs." What was interesting is the court made a new distinction, and that is this city manager, if he was simply linking to other resources in the city for which he was not speaking as a city manager, or something that he was not directly responsible for, then he could block this person from commenting on city-related events on the website. But the court did recognize that for public officials on the board of directors like you have such a broad range of authority and jurisdiction that it's not likely that if you comment on a water board matter, it's likely it's something that you have some authority over as a policymaker. So at the end of the day, even though you can make that distinction on your private site, we still recommend you have a public and private page, separate pages for social media activity, so you don't have to, A, deal with comments you don't like or people who are being difficult, and B, you don't run afoul of First Amendment rights of the public. That's all I have, Mr. Vice President.
Thank you. All right. All right, that being said, I now officially adjourn this meeting.